There we go. So I'm recording. Please don't swear and all that sort of stuff. I'm talking to me at this stage. Right. So I just wanted to cover off a couple of things. Welcome to Thursday evening's content chat. It's probably going to be a bit more of an update than content chat, to be perfectly honest. I first off wanted to bring you up to date on payment system and how that's coming along from Mighty Networks. So they did a webinar on it last night. Well, actually, it's the second of 3 or 4 webinars, but yesterday's one was really interesting and showing the user interface for the members and most of the user interface for us hosts. So in tomorrow's daily news, I will share a link to that 45-minute webinar or crowdcast. Bear in mind, it is, again, the majority of it is given by the head nerd at Mighty Networks. So it's a bit disjointed, but actually most of the information is there. The stuff that they didn't cover off was the back end, and we are going to have to build some admin processes from our end. And I mean, as in when I say we, I mean Shane and I. So it keeps it really simple for you guys as well. But I will share that link with you. Please knock yourselves out, go in and have a look and have a watch. It's a good 45 minutes, or it's a well worth 45 minutes. I wouldn't say the delivery is any good, but anyway, there you go. But who am I to talk? So that's that one. The other bit of news, which I actually shared with Eve this afternoon when we were on a call, is that Shane and I had a really, really successful chat with Cafe Nero today. And the area manager, I think it was certainly, well, sorry, there are 4 area managers of Cafe Nero in Northern Ireland. I think there's 32 Cafe Neros in Northern Ireland, and he's responsible for North Down and half of Belfast. But all 4 of them are aware of what we're doing and are keen to be associated with it. So we are planning that we want to do some form of geographically based local circles. So it might be, where that local circle then meets on a regular basis in one of potentially 3 Cafe Neros in that area. So, for example, in North Down, they have Newton Ards, Hollywood and Bangor. All right, so one circle that would cover local networking in that area. There's another one for North Antrim, Derry, everywhere there is Cafe Neros. Bear in mind there are 18 Cafe Neros in Belfast alone, so we would probably deal with that. Use only 1 or 2 of those. So I expect that we will be looking for circle hosts for that, but I'd like to chuck it out to you guys first off to see if you would like to be circle hosts on the sort of Cafe Nero project, and we don't know whether we're going to call it Referral Tuesday, Cafe Nero, or Nero Networking Circle, or what, or so it would be Nero Networking Circle, or Bangor Nero Networking Circle, or whatever it may be. If you're interested in doing that, I would be quite happy to give it to you guys first, because I think that it will be the easiest sell of any networks that you're doing or that we are doing. Then let me know. The way we'll probably do it is we will probably do a trial one at the big Cafe Nero in Donegal Square West, which is the one beside Danske Bank, not the one beside SS Moors, in mid-June. So and then those who are going to be circle hosts for the other bits can come to that one as well. But it's just really, it's not that they're sort of trialing us out and see whether we're any good or whether we're nice people. It's really for us to try and get the format right, and also then that our guy can then go and sell it into all the other area managers as well. Now that's only 32 Cafe Neros across the north of Ireland. They work very closely with the guys in the Republic as well. In fact, I think Ireland is seen as one region. So there's plenty of room to expand down that way too. So that was that one. Any questions on that? Or on payments or anything so far? Good stuff. Excellent. Okay, so let's just quickly move on to pricing then. Did you all manage to get a quick read of the article that I put out yesterday on pricing? Yeah? No? Mikey? Bad boy.
Yes.
Yeah. Alison? Alison, you're well done, Alison. You've muted, so we can't hear you at the moment. I presume that's you saying, "Oh, sorry." So yes, so Alison, did you get a chance to read it? Did you? No, not yet. Oh, okay. See, I love these things. I can lip read as well. Okay. For any of you, those of you who didn't get to see it or haven't read it yet, I was going to do a blog post on pricing, but actually there's so much really good stuff out there, and the one that I liked the best, I did a post yesterday with a link to it. It has a little video in it as well, but I will put the link in the daily news covering this tomorrow as well. Okay. But look, they talk about 3 different ways of gauging your pricing, which off the top of my head is seeing what everybody else is doing, doing cost plus, which is essentially this is how much it costs us to do it, and then I add a margin on top of it, or value-based pricing, which is essentially how you determine exactly how much value you think your customer is getting, and that is how much you charge them. The really interesting point that comes out of it, or they make again and again, is that customers do not care how much it costs you to deliver the value that you're delivering. They do care about the price, but when they care about the price, they care about whether they're getting value for money. So if you are dishing out £50 worth of value every month to them, and they're receiving £50 of value every month, and you're charging them 20, really they would accept a price probably up to 50, and you're missing out on 60% of your revenue essentially. So now it's a bit more complicated than that. It's not helped by people undercutting, which is I think what the sort of thing that Mikey's was talking about earlier on, when he was saying depending what people are willing to pay. But maybe, Mike, we should have a chat about demonstrating value there, if you want to have a chat about that and say, how do we demonstrate value?
Sure.
Part of the way is to whack your price right up, because it then suddenly becomes reassuringly expensive. And there is a significantly strong argument for that, and that there are lots of examples of where people have put the prices up and not only made more money, but have had more clients on board as well, because the perceived value goes up as well. But it's a longer conversation. If anybody wants to reach out to me directly and talk through their pricing structures or their thoughts on pricing, then absolutely fine. The only reason why I'm sort of pushing this at this point is so that we can be thinking about it now, but bearing in mind we aren't going to be charging any money until the end of, or the first week in September. But what we do need to make sure is that when we bring people into our groups, when we open it up on the 3rd of June, that people are made very, very aware that it is going to be free up until September. But after that, we are going to expect people to pay to be members. But hopefully, at that stage, you've demonstrated value. You've learned how the best way to give value, etc. So I just wanted you to have it in the back of your head now, or so that you can have a think about what your pricing policy is going to be and how you're going to make it work. Because there is no doubt about it, when you bring people in and they're going to say, how much is it going to cost me in September? And the answer to that is probably, I don't know just yet. But whatever it is, it'll be a fair price. So there we go. That was it on pricing. And then marketing frameworks. Okay, Alison, you can unmute now. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm typing. I'm typing as you write, and I didn't want you to be thinking, why is she clicking all the time?
Believe me, I've given a number of presentations where the whole room's going. God, it annoys the hell out of me. So, yeah, how are we doing? Marketing frameworks. How are we getting on, guys? Alison, I'm going to ask you.
Marketing frameworks. Is this from the point of view of scheduling your content and thinking about your customer?
No, we did the framework document. So when we were looking last week, we did we did the customer journey, and then we did
Yes.
needs, messaging, media. Have you done one of those for your circles?
Oh, look how beautiful Eve is doing hers.
I know.
No, I have done my.
Eve is just showing off that she is
She's
the
far too
class swap,
eager.
and she's done it. Yeah, so we get it. I'm sure you really piss people off at your high school. Then I've done it. I'll come to Eve in a minute. I'm just now trying to pin Alison down.
But I didn't. I'm cheating. You and I did this a year ago.
Okay, see now you just blown it all. You were doing so well. You were impressing everybody. Eve early, don't go into sales, all right? Just don't go into sales.
To be honest.
No, so the point is, I think if you have a buddy to go through it with.
Yeah.
Good point, Eve.
Because it's really intimidating.
No, it is really intimidating. I mean, that's actually what I was about to say next. Look, it's that in the same way I've just opened it up to on the pricing side. Look, I've been doing these marketing frameworks, although I invented them about 4 years ago. I've been doing them officially invented them about 4 years ago. I've been doing them for a long time. And I probably do them for 10 or 12 businesses a year. So I kind of know where I'm going on them. So if you have any issue, then please do reach out to me. But as I said on Thursday of last week, if you take anything away from what we've been doing over the last couple of weeks, the marketing framework is the one. And if you can get that into your head and how you do it, you can apply it to anything, absolutely anything. All right. So Alison, so rather than me embarrassing you any longer, say if you want to book a Zoom call where the two of us go through what you've done already, or what you haven't done, that's absolutely fine. But that framework will indicate to you what you're going to, when you're attracting people into your circle, what messaging you want to put and where you want to put it. Okay. So it will save you a whole load of work and a whole load of learning lessons that actually, because again, I've done it. I've just jumped in to now, I know what I'm doing. And then afterwards gone, oh God, that was wrong and that was wrong and that was wrong. And I see it with hindsight and you go, well, actually, God, if I'd just gone through the bloody exercise, I probably would have picked that up.
Yeah.
Okay. And also by going through the exercise, there are other things that will jump out of it. So on the pizza do one, which I showed you, the thing about defrosting, it just never occurred to us until we were going through it and you went, oh God, hang on a second. There's a big issue here that actually it's got to be defrosted. And it's the same with this whole onboarding system. So potentially save yourself a whole load of grief further on down the line by taking half an hour, 40 minutes and doing it. And then if you want me to go through it, then absolutely fine. No problem at all. Okay. So, for example, Shane shared with me he's doing the one for Circle Hosts. Okay. In fact, and actually that's something that we talked backwards and forwards this afternoon. We're going to make some serious changes to it, which is fine. That's okay. But, that's cool. So don't be afraid to share. And we're amongst friends and I won't tell anybody. Honestly, it's not like burnt bums. I won't share it.
Thanks.
or sex tips in Vegas, apparently. So
why are we doubting his credibility?
Eve, do you want to wave your one at me now? Your homework that you did.
So no, seriously, I do think I would like to see the Bismarang, whatever one you all are using for attracting people in.
Okay, so I shared the one for the members with you on Monday.
Oh, somehow I missed that.
Okay, I'll share it again.
Yeah. So what really I think would help, or what helped me the most, was zeroing in on the value proposition.
Okay.
It was, when I got that right, everything seemed to flow from there.
Yep.
Particularly what that original stimulus awareness was,
Yep.
because I think the tendency is to say, oh, well, if I narrow it down that much, I'll narrow the market too much. And the reality is, if I don't narrow it, I don't send a message that works for the people I want. It's not being afraid to really target
Absolutely
who's going to buy.
So the thing to remember is that you don't have to just do one customer framework and one persona and one value proposition. All right.
Yeah.
You can do 2, 3, or 4. But the key is to be absolutely laser focused in each one. Because that's when you will start grabbing people's attention. So you are essentially going to work in multiple micro niches. But to start off, you start off with one. You win that niche, and then you go on to the next one and the next one. So you may have 4 or 5 point value points to people that could attract them. So you start off with one as the one in the stimulus and awareness one. You'll find that, in fact, if you've got 4 or 5, then actually when you're working in through the needs analysis and you get into the 0 moment of truth, those other 4 will appear there as well. All right. So, and one of the things you can do further on down the line, particularly when you're working on bigger campaigns, is that you test those 4 or 5 in your various different areas to see which ones work, which one works best with which persona. But we're trying to keep it relatively simple at this stage. So if you can, pick your favorite one. And if that doesn't work, well, you will further on down the line be testing against that favorite one anyway. But pick your best guess one at this stage. All right. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. But okay. So, and how are we doing on the rest of your? We said we did it a year ago with you. Is that the same one? You need to do it again.
No, I actually did do it again. What happened was I used this outline for a different persona, assuming that value proposition was different for, I didn't go with what a different circle would look like, but a different person that I was trying to attract into that circle.
Yeah. So, perfect. Yeah.
So I actually did do some homework, but I don't know that I would have been able to pull it off if I didn't have the original one to kind of tweak.
Yeah, no, I get that. It is a bit daunting, sort of, and there's a real temptation to fill the framework full of lots and lots and lots of stuff. The thinner the better, as far as I'm concerned. So and again, I've learned this lesson the hard way. When I first started doing this, actually, rather than having on one page, I might end up with 4 or 5 pages. But it's not. It's keep it really simple, stupid. And don't worry, the one that we have for the host that we're going to batter down, Shane did it. It's stuffed. It's absolutely full. And that's because it's the first time he's done one. But that's okay. We're going to cut it right down. So it doesn't have to be all encompassing, really deep, particularly at this stage. We're only going for our first, your next 10 members in each circle. It's not doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. And bear in mind that it's going to be opened up to 3,000 people. There's going to be 10 people in there that it appeals to. All right. So don't get too hung up on the detail. The other quick thing is that, in fact, if you set yourself a time limit of 40 minutes, 45 minutes, then in fact, actually you'll whip through it. And the things that are top of mind are the things that get put down on, and they're usually right. They're the easiest ways to rather than getting into the detail, or it could be this or it could be that or whatever. Whip. Don't worry, if it's wrong, we'll find out further on down the line. It's never going to be 100% wrong. It's never going to be 100% right. Cool. Make sense? Any more? No? Okay. So, as I say, I will send you the link to that payment system, crowdcast video that I strongly suggest that you watch. Just give you a bit of idea what's behind it and how it's going to work. And then I will resend our marketing framework for the members one. Okay. And then do read the article on pricing. Just have it in the back of your head. Little bedtime reading. It's literally a 10-minute read and an 8-minute watch on the video. It's easy. Okay. Cool. Excellent. And without further ado, I shall end the recording there. Thank you very much. You'll see it all tomorrow.